was at the movies, and we took a little bit of break to spend some time together.
And something happened.
We were engaged now.
Yay.
Yeah, we got engaged at our favorite place that we met. Took some time off to
just enjoy that time.
The
to
first
ourselves.
month of us just being engaged, and we've just been enjoying it, watching.
But we're back on our horror kick.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, it's Christmas season now, but we're gonna do Christmas films definitely. We love Halloween a bit more than Christmas, but we still like Christmas a lot. There's still plenty of films we can review.
Lots.
And rank and all that, but we are now doing a review on The Black Phone too. We saw it a few weeks ago, so we're going to talk a little bit about that, our favorite parts. One of the best horror films, apart from like Weapons and Sinners, this entire year.
Fantastic.
Also for being a sequel, which is obviously very like hit or miss, and a lot of times it's a miss. It was successful to me, and it was very tense and very creepy. It had like that disturbing feel. Reminded me a lot of like Sinister, because I think Scott Derrickson also did Sinister, and he did that like he shot on the film that was like the dream sequences. It was like that like different like millimeter like film that was like grainy, and it was like had that old school feel. Which is also like really creepy, just has like a creepy vibe. That's something he did in Sinister for like the like children's footage of the murders. So he did it this time with Black Phone with the dream sequences. It was a sister instead of Finn.
It was different.
It was more her story, and it was also very much like Nightmare on Elm Street, like Freddy Krueger.
I was gonna say it had that same feeling.
Yeah.
With like Nancy, and then like it going from being just about Nancy to everyone else in like the dream team.
Yeah, I like the winter setting. I like when they mix like winter and horror. I don't know why I like the like.
Because The Shining.
Yeah, probably. But also it's like I like that it was like very snowy, and it was like in a cabin, and it was like winter time. I found out it was their mom's old camp.
They also had the same powers as the
yeah,
kids.
but the mom ended her life because the grabber.
Did she end her life though? Because the way
either the grabber. So okay, maybe she like kind of had trauma. She did it. She was tired of being tormented by him, or he did end her life for her.
I don't know, because the way that it made it seem, at least not the big huge spoiler if you haven't seen it yet, the way that it makes it seem in the film is that she willingly got in the vehicle with him, knowing that he was going to kill her.
But his sister was
with the grabber.
With the grabber, he was like, "Hey, come with me. I'm going to show you what happened to your mom." She came in the van with him, which I think is a mistake. Showed her their dad finding the mom, and she hung herself.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was the grabber that hung her, made it seem like it, or he tormented her that made her hang herself and pushed her to the limit, mentally disturbed her, because she said, "I am so tired and exhausted from like dreaming about him. He's always in my head. He's always in my dreams. He's following me when I go to sleep. I can't even sleep well." I feel so bad for her because she's so young and she's being tortured. And it's very like Nightmare on Elm Street. I saw the grabber like in the shadows, very like Michael Myers. He came out of the shadows, and she saw him, and then he started like throwing her in the air and up against the wall, and like, you know, spinning her around, all that kind of stuff. Very like Freddy Krueger. What happened to the guy in the first film that was like in the jail cell that got tortured like that? Very like much same thing. Also same thing as the blonde hair girl from that film that was in her bedroom that got like shot up on the ceiling and like whipped around. Kids didn't see him. They just saw her like with this invisible person doing this to her. She saw him, but they didn't. And she can see him, but nobody else can. So it's like, is he like an entity?
Yeah.
And also, like, did he die? Is he like a ghost? So he can only come in the dream world. He can't come in the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, he could still do damage.
But he also kidnapped Finn though in the first film. When he died, when Finn killed him, he came back as like a being in the dream world, as he's like
it's exactly
like Freddy Krueger, because he burned and then he came back as like, I'm alive, only in the dream sense. Same thing, Finn killed him in the first film. This film,
but he was trying to come back into like a physical form, it felt like, in this one.
He was trying. Still didn't get to the point of like exactly his motive and why he started it within the camp with her mom. What did her mom do? Is it because he was weird? Is it because he was an outcast? Because people didn't lock their door.
Yeah.
They went to camp in the freaking blizzard. They didn't care. They didn't
like,
have
oh,
like
nothing's
safety
gonna
concerns.
happen. They thought that they could trust all their neighbors and everything like that. It wasn't until like I think Ted Bundy and like
more like 90s murder started happening.
Yeah, like when more of that started like becoming a big thing.
I also really liked how the dad was obviously an alcoholic in the last one, and you thought he was gonna turn because the kids were gonna go to camp, and he was like, yeah, go have fun. And then they hinted at like commercials of like alcohol, and then like you were like, oh, he's gonna go downhill again.
Yeah,
and
then
actually
he called his supervisor, and he was like, hey, do you still need somebody to clear that road? And it ended up being the road that his kids were at, and you ended up going to
so I like how they thought you were gonna, I like how they wanted you to believe like he was gonna go down that bad path again,
fall off the wagon.
And then he was like, no, my kids need me. And whenever he was like torturing basically his daughter in the first one, because he was just like not okay about like the wife dying, he was like, I need to accept that my daughter has the same powers as my wife did. Yeah. I mean, it's our kid. We have to love them the same. And I think he just like, is finally accepting it towards the end, which is surprising, which is nice.
He kept bashing his face in.
Into the ice.
Like he kept going like this, and then you see him like lift up his face. Because the grabber took off the bottom part, and you saw like a jaw.
You finally saw like actually like how he's always covered.
Yeah.
How he always changes from like sad to happy to whatever. He now like took off his mask, and you saw like the mouth and the jaw, and it was all deformed and like. And then which makes me feel like, was he beat up a lot?
Michael Myers and like.
Jason, was deformed.
Jason, yeah. Michael
like
Myers
they're ashamed of like how they look, so they put on a mask.
Jason's the best example of that.
Sequels are fine. I don't need like prequels and I don't need like more. I think it's fine.
What if they do like
because like Grabber's dead.
What if they do like a movie, the prequel of like the mother and the Grabber meeting and like that whole thing?
That'd be kind of interesting because it was kind of still like left open a little. They didn't explain it too much.
Yeah, because they were like, oh, that person worked at the camp, and they're like, oh shit. So I mean, if they did a prequel, I think it would be pretty good.
Ethan Hawke was amazing and creepy as always, and I love Finn, and I still forget the sister's name, but it'll come to me. Also, that scene with the kids dragging him down, like to hell. Oh yeah, the poor kids, the dead kids in the icy water, and they drug him down like that. It was so cool to see. Like it was so like they finally had their justice. A good moment for them to a peaceful moment. Put them at peace and then kill the grabber. To have some closure. The little phone booth was kind of cool. In the middle of nowhere? In the middle of nowhere in the ice. It just kept ringing? And it kept ringing and ringing and ringing. That scene was scary when you first didn't see him. And he was like around the phone booth, and then he finally saw him. But like he was talking to him, and the way that they recorded that was so cool because it actually sounded like he was talking to a phone, even though the grabber was walking around the phone booth and Finn was in the booth. He couldn't see them, and then he started like shaking it, didn't he? Or like he started like hitting it, and then he finally saw him. And he was like, "Oh yeah!" Shit. And then Finn was like getting hurt because the grabber was like shaking the booth, and Finn was still inside the booth. Really enjoyed it as a sequel. I think it was like again like in my top 5 favorite horror films of the whole year. Do you think that they had a stunt double that was actually ice skating? Because that seemed like it was pretty legitimate. Yeah, because he was. Had a past life an ice skater. It was our thoughts on the Black Phone 2. Obviously, everyone's gonna have a different opinion, but you can see that we both really love this film. We both are very much into Ethan Hawke and really like him as a horror icon. He's done a fantastic job both in Moon Knight and now he's portraying the Grabber, and I hope he gets more chances to do horror movies because besides Sinister, him being like a horror icon, like a villain, has been really good. It's been really enjoyable. We'll also do a review after we watch the first volume of season 5, which is Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's exciting. So we're spending some time watching that with family. Have a good weekend. We'll see you guys later. Bye.